Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Million Dollar Media. I'm your host, Max Gallerhals, and today I'm going to be doing a solo episode. Some big news just dropped in the world of comic book movie and superhero entertainment. They just released a video announcing the cast of Avengers Doomsday. There's a lot to talk about here, and I'm really excited to go over it. So yeah, let's get started. I'm not going to go in the order that the video presents it. I'm going to go in the order based off teams. Because the cool thing about this, it seems to be that this movie is going to be bringing together a bunch of different Marvel teams that we've known since pretty much the start of Marvel. Like, every big name team is going to be in this movie. And I'm excited to see how it all plays out. The lineup is interesting, especially with the first one, which is just the mainline MCU Avengers characters. Anthony Mackie, I'm glad that he's in it. I hope he's going to be the one leading the team. My thoughts on Captain America Brave New World are out there, but he is not the problem with that movie. Then you get Chris Hemsworth. Glad he's going to be coming back. I think that's going to be really cool. I only have a gripe in that in Thor Love and Thunder, I thought they ended that character off in a way where it's like, you could stop there, but I'm curious to see how they're going to bring him back into the fight. You get Letitia Wright. She's Shuri Black Panther. I'm glad that they're continuing her on as Black Panther. Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. You got to have Paul Rudd in this. It's going to be interesting because his movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, set up Kang as the big bad. And now that's not the case. So I'm curious what his role in this movie is going to be. Simu Liu, I'm so happy that he's in this movie. I was worried that he wasn't just because of some weird geopolitical stuff. There's a lot of weird money things when it comes to a Chinese release, and Shang-Chi didn't get a Chinese release because of something he may have said. Them announcing him in the cast, I think he's going to play a big part in this, and super happy that we're going to finally see what happened with the Ten Rings and how they play into all this. Danny Ramirez, he's going to be Joaquin Torres. Really enjoyed him in Captain America Brave New World. Not much else to say, just glad he's in it. Winston Duke, he's going to be in the movie. Now, this is interesting because last time we left him off in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, he is apparently the new King of Wakanda. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play into everything. I mean, if you're going to go to war and protect the planet, you got to bring Wakanda on your side. So I'm curious to see how much he plays into all this. One that I'm honestly shocked that they're bringing back from Wakanda Forever is Tenoch Huerta Meja as Namor. I really liked his performance as that character. I thought he was awesome. I like the idea that maybe he's going to be on the good side this time, because Namor in the comics flip-flops from being a bad guy to a good guy, just depending on who he's facing. So I'm really curious to see how all that plays out. It's also interesting because, I'll just say this, the Fantastic Four in this movie, I'm curious to see if they're going to touch on any of that idea of Namor and Sue Storm, but I don't think they'll have time. Maybe they might hint to that. Another big name that I'm happy is in this is Tom Hiddleston. I'm really excited to see how they're going to connect the end of Loki Season 2 to all this, where he's now the god of stories and he watches over the multiverse. I'm excited to see how they continue on with that. And with Thor also being in this movie, it's going to be interesting to see them reconnect, because this is a very broken, lonely Thor, or at least part of him is without his brother. So it's going to be, and this is not his exact brother. This is a different variant of his brother. So I don't know. I think that's going to be a really interesting dynamic that I hope the film plays on. And I would imagine if you get Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston as Thor and Loki in the same movie, you gotta at least have them meet each other once. But I'll let the movie tell its story, and then I'll be the judge of it. But I'm really happy that they're bringing back Tom Hiddleston. And then obviously last bit of Avengers-based characters, who's not really Avengers, but Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom. I don't know. There was something about the way at the end of this whole video that made me worried and excited at the same time, because at the end, Robert is shown in his chair as he just kind of acts a little like Robert Downey Jr. He's kind of a little bit light on his feet and everything. But there's something interesting about when he looks back at all the cast and then looks forward and then just kind of shrugs it off like it's nothing, where I'm like, there's something about that cockiness that is so Doctor Doom. It's probably a nothing little look, but that little moment kind of showed me that okay, he's he could look at all these people that we're about to talk about and it doesn't even faze him. And like the tagline of this movie is being, "It all leads to doom." His performance still is yet to be judged. I'm excited because I think Robert Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor, and I have no doubt that he's going to put his all into it. I just want the performance to not be like Tony Stark. I want this to be Doctor Doom more than anything. Doctor Doom deserves to be done right on the silver screen, and I'm excited to see how they're going to do it. We're going to move on from Avengers-based characters to Thunderbolts-based characters. Sebastian Stan, glad he's back. Spoilers for Captain America, for Brave New World. He's in it for like a little bit. Liked his little cameo. This is apparently Congressman Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, so who knows how that's going to play out. The next one we have up is Florence Pugh. It's nice to see that Robert Downey Jr. and Florence Pugh are going to be in another movie together. I don't know if they're going to have any lines together, but they didn't in Oppenheimer, and look how Oppenheimer turned out. Wyatt Russell's going to be in this movie. Really like U.S. Agent in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So just excited that he gets to be in an Avenger and be in an Avengers movie. I think that's kind of cool. We also get David Harbour coming back as Red Guardian. Okay, I mean, it's Red Guardian. I've got nothing against it. I think he's a fun character, but we'll see how he's played in Thunderbolts, and we'll see. And then, Hannah John Kamen. Okay, cool. I have no real good or bad opinions about Ghost. I just hope that she's done well in Thunderbolts for me to care about her being in an Avengers movie. And then the one that I'm shocked that they revealed is, Lewis Pullman is returning as Bob. The thing about them announcing all the lineup of the Thunderbolts, except for Taskmaster, kind of spoils what happens in Thunderbolts, which kind of sucks. We're not even a little over a month away from Thunderbolts being released, and we kind of know that they all make it out alive in some way. Something will happen to change them as characters, definitely. But I'm curious to see how that movie shapes out. I mean, Taskmaster is not making it out of that. But just to not spoil anything in Thunderbolts, I won't say Bob's true nature. I'll let the movie tell that to the audience. I already said it in a trailer reaction, which you can watch, but I'm going to let the movie explain Bob. And out of the Thunderbolts, we move into the Fantastic Four, in which, Vanessa Kirby, Eben Mas-Backrack, Joseph Quinn, and Pedro Pascal. I'm just happy they're in the movie. Here's the thing. You can't have a Doctor Doom movie without the Fantastic Four. He was a Fantastic Four villain first, then he became an Avengers level threat. You have to have these characters in it. And my God, I just want them to honor the relationship between Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom. And I hope that rivalry shines through, because you only get this movie to show it off. Well, you get this movie and then Secret Wars, but still, you only get this to really show off these characters and their rivalry. So I hope they nail it. But I don't know. You have to make the Avengers involved in it too, but having it be Tony's face, I get it. Moving on to the Fantastic Four. Here we get the big heavy hitters and the big announcement. The X-Men are in this movie. Maybe not all of the X-Men, but some pretty big names of the X-Men. First, you get Kelsey Grammer returning as Beast. They announced this kind of early into the stream, which makes sense because how the Marvels ended, you see him return as Beast, but CGI, and they hint at the X-Men being a bigger part of the story, so who knows? I'm just glad that Kelsey Grammer is coming back as Beast. I love him as Beast. And then the next one they announced was Patrick Stewart. Happy he's back. Genuinely shocked that they are bringing him back for this movie. I mean, he came back for Doctor Strange, so it's not too big of a, whoa. I'm just excited that Patrick Stewart's back to lead the X-Men, or to guide the X-Men. The next one genuinely shocked me. Ian McKellen returning as Magneto. That is awesome, because he is the perfect Magneto. The thing that I was, worried about, Ian McKellen is old, and he recently had an injury on stage where he broke his leg, or something happened, so I'm genuinely worried about his well-being. But hey, he signed on to be Magneto, and the fact that we're going to get more Charles and Eric scenes together is going to be awesome. I don't know how much they're going to be in the movie together, but I'll talk about that later. Here's two people that I'm also pretty shocked that are coming back. Alan Cumming as Nightcrawler and Rebecca Romaine as Mystique. Just to talk about Alan Cumming real quick, he just appeared in X2 and then never showed up again in any of the other movies. Someone else played Nightcrawler, but he never came back. So the fact that it's like 20 plus years now and we're finally going to pay off like him coming back as Nightcrawler, awesome. I don't know if he's going to be able to do all the acrobatics or any of that stuff, but I just think it's pretty cool that he's like, yeah, I'll go in the blue makeup again. With him coming back as Nightcrawler, what's that going to entail for this story? And like, ooh, what kind of X-Men are we getting? And Rebecca Romijn, I'm honestly shocked. Like, I will be genuinely surprised if she does the full body makeup. Not saying anything about her like physique or anything. I'm just meaning like it is an entire full body prosthetic. And I don't know if she would want to go through that again. But if she's down, all power to her. I'm excited for her to like pop off as Mystique again. Because after hell, like Jennifer Lawrence took over the character for a while, it's nice to see her bring this character back in some way. I'm excited. I'm really excited for her. And then the two big ones that they announced with the X-Men. One of them is James Marsden as Cyclops. I'm so happy he's coming back. They've always done Cyclops dirty in those first couple X-Men movies, and I'm excited to see the real Scott Summers, the leader of the X-Men, come back. That's a big deal. I want James Marsden to get the same love and affection as Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. When we did the X Marathon, we did say, like, Cyclops is a very important character to the X-Men. He is the leader of the X-Men, and he's a very nuanced character, and I'm really excited that they're gonna bring him back for this. I just don't know how much of him is gonna be in the movie, but they better put him in that damn blue and yellow suit. They did it with Wolverine, they better do it with Cyclops. And then the other one they made a big announcement about was Channing Tatum. He's coming back, which I am shocked by. I think it's just really cool that in general that Channing Tatum is in this movie because of how much he fought to get that Gambit movie and it never coming to be. And just by putting him in Deadpool and Wolverine, everybody loved it. He got all the praise. They did him so well. Like, the fact that, like, Gambit is a well-known character now because of Channing Tatum is awesome. Hell, I went to Halloween as Gambit. I'll have the image here. I don't know. That's what's really cool. I mean, they have to continue the Cajun accent joke. I think it's just funny. Maybe they might play it back a bit. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm just excited. Like, the fact that the X-Men are going to be in this movie. Like, that's crazy. I mean, we thought that the X-Men were going to be at least in Secret Wars, but it seems like something's going to happen and this big cataclysmic event is going to have to cause the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers to all come together. And it's interesting because those are all from separate universes, it seems. I don't know the specific names of those universes yet, but it's going to be cool to see how each of these universes have to converge on Doom. And it's also with the X-Men being in this movie, it kind of proves that back when I did the Marvels review, I predicted that instead of doing the Kang Dynasty storyline, I think they should have done like Avengers versus X-Men. And it seems to be like we're getting that a little bit in this movie, but maybe not like that exact storyline with the Phoenix and stuff, but just the idea of the Avengers fighting the X-Men. That's cool. And then the Fantastic Four just kind of being in there. The fun of Avengers movies is how do all these separate and unique characters work together? Now this movie is like, how do all these different teams work together? That's going to be fun. I also just want to go off some characters that I think are a little bit like obviously not on here. I won't go through every character in the Marvel Universe. Like, big shock, the Eternals aren't in this. Ooh. Benedict Cumberbatch, not casted. He has said that he's not in this movie, but he will be in Avengers Secret Wars. Okay, that's cool. Mark Ruffalo is not going to be in this. This is going to be an Avengers movie without the Hulk. That's fascinating. What they've done with the Hulk has kind of made him permanently sidelined until further notice. With Hulk not being this, Tatiana Maslany, not in this. She-Hulk is not in this. Or at least she's not an Avenger, which, I mean, she said in her show she doesn't want to be an Avenger, and she's not an Avenger, so okay. Chris Pratt, not in the movie, or not casted at least, which kind of goes against what Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 said about, like, oh, the legendary Star-Lord will return. Apparently not. Unless they're going to save him from Secret Wars. But yeah, no, he's not in this movie, and I was ready for him to be in this lineup because the Russo brothers just worked with him on the Electric State. Yeah, no Don Cheadle as War Machine, no Paul Bettany, No Dominique Thorne, Ironheart. One that I'm honestly shocked about that they didn't announce any of them are the Marvels. Like, no Amon Villani, no Brie Larson, no Tiana Paris. That is shocking to me. Only because they built up Captain Marvel to be a big part of the Avengers, and she's not even in the film. That's nuts. There's always Secret Wars, but still, like, not even in this film. Iman Vellani, I just wanted her to be in the film, just because she's such a delight, and that character is so much fun when she gets to see the heroes that she adores, and she's honestly the best thing about the Marvel Cinematic Universe at this point. And I wanted her to be in this lineup. And I guess maybe they're saving it for Secret Wars again. And the other Marvel, Tiana Paris, not part of the cast, which is shocking because how they left off Monica Rambeau in the Fox X-Men universe, or an X-Men universe with Kelsey Grammer's Beast. So the fact that she's just not in the movie is kind of weird. And I wonder if it's because the Marvels didn't perform well and they're like, no one saw it, so we can just kind of move on. But that kind of does a disservice to all what those actresses brought to those characters. And honestly, one of the cool things about Marvel that I've always enjoyed is even if they have something that didn't work, they still push through and find ways to use characters in interesting ways. Endgame kind of made events in Thor: The Dark World a little bit more interesting to watch. The Marvels, not in the movie. None of the Young Avengers that we've been setting up, not in the movie. No Haley Steinfeld, no Catherine Newton, no Joe Locke. And then, yeah, the big one people are kind of shocked about because it's a big character is, no Tom Holland Spider-Man. From what he's been announced to be doing in 2026 is pretty big. So it's like he's going to be working on Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, so he's going to be busy doing that. Then he's going to be going right into Spider-Man 4. Again, there's always Avengers Secret Wars we can see him in. But for right now, no Tom Holland in this Avengers movie. Which, on one hand, kind of a bummer because I like seeing Spider-Man interact with the Avengers. On the other hand, though, I'm kind of glad that they're not doing the easy story beat with this. Because the one thing everybody said was when they announced Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom, it's going to be a moment when Tom Holland goes, Mr. Stark, and Victor Von Doom, kills him. And it's going to be a big tragic moment. Nope, they're just like, nope, we're not going to do that easy beat. Okay, cool. Like, have other characters react to what's going on. Especially after the events of No Way Home. No one knows who Peter Parker is, so they wouldn't be able to call Spider-Man to come in and help, and he's going to be focused on more like street level stuff, which I think is cool. I want Spider-Man to get a bit more grounded and become the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm honestly shocked they don't have Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds announced in this cast. They would have asked for a lot of money, yes, but with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, and even having Channing Tatum in this cast, I was sure that they were going to bring back those two and be in this movie, just because it's the idea of Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, Wolverine and Deadpool being in a Avengers movie is awesome. Like, that sounds really cool. But no, again, save it for Secret Wars, I guess. So whatever this movie's gonna be, I'm expecting twice as much in Secret Wars, so who knows? That's all I gotta say. I'm excited for this cast. I know the internet wants to shit on everything. I don't know. I'm excited for this just because I love Marvel characters, and this movie seems to be what I've always wanted, is just all of these characters to be in one movie together. I don't know if this movie's going to be good. I have faith with what the Russos have done with last two Avengers films and what they did with the Captain America films, but recently they have not been doing well. And I'll go more into that when I talk the Electric State. I'm going to be doing a review for that movie, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm going to end the video off there. Which cast member was the biggest shock for you? Is there any characters that you wanted to see in this movie? And are you excited for Avengers Doomsday? Leave a comment down below. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more from us, we're going to have reviews for Invincible Season 3, Mickey 17. In April, we're going to be doing Anime April, so a lot of videos coming out soon. So hit that subscribe button. And hope you all have a good day. Bye.